Imagine you dedicate your entire life taking care of people that you love, only for your sister and niece to stand over you screaming, "Die, die, die," as you bleed out on the porch. This is the case of Shane Moore. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jessie May, and today we're going to be talking about Shane Moore. If you enjoy true crime and makeup, don't forget to give this video a like, please. It helps me a lot. And subscribe to my channel. So let's get into this video. Shane Moore, who was born in 1953 in New Jersey. He was a middle child out of 5 children. His whole childhood, they were moving around a lot because his father was in the Navy. And as a child, he learned responsibility and resilience very early. Shane was described as quiet, outspoken, intelligent. Shane Moore, he wasn't the flashy type of guy. He was the type of guy to show up and show love and support you. Eventually, Shane's family, they moved to California, and that's when he started his law degree. But when Shane graduated law school, he did not practice law. Instead, he opened a shop. He opened an antique bookstore. I feel like this says a lot about his character. He really cared about passion and doing the things that he loved to do. He was living in Northern California, running his shop until the 2000s. Things started to change when Shane's father got sick. So Shane's father was diagnosed with ALS, and pretty much that is a disease where it slowly destroys the body ability to move. As soon as Shane heard about this and his father's diagnosis, he did not hesitate to go over there where his father lived, which is Oregon. His parents, they lived on a ranch. On that ranch, he was his father's caretaker. All his family agreed that Shane would be the best fit for taking care of his father. So he did everything he could possibly do till his father passed away. He was taking care of the ranch. He helped his mother out. He helped take care of his dad. He grocery shopped. He did everything for them. According to one of his brothers, they said that Shane, he did it all. He's the real definition of a devoted son. If you think about someone who deserves peace and kindness, you would think about Shane. Even though he loved his family, he didn't really get along with his younger sister, Kelly. Kelly was born 4 years after Shane, and she also studied law. But unlike her brother, she chased status very hard. She went to UC Berkeley Law School. She passed the bar exam, and she started to work in a really big law firm in Los Angeles. And at one point, she even represented Anna Nicole. One big thing to know about Kelly, she really loved the spotlight. And eventually, she married this upcoming actor named Daniel Reed. They started to get into the entertainment business together, and they even had children. Kelly, I wouldn't say she was the best mother. I say that she was kind of mid, because she favored one child, and that child was Tucker. Kelly's glamorous life, it did not last. My camera died, but anyways, so like I was saying, Tucker was like her golden child, even though she had other kids. That's how these be. If you know, you know. Kelly's acting dreams, it tumbled down to the ground, okay? After her little divorce, it didn't work out. She had to be a mother. Her parents offered her to stay on their ranch in a house that they did not use. So she went back to Oregon, where her parents reside, with her mother, since their father passed away. This lady, she didn't work, she didn't do nothing. She literally sat on her butt. That sounds nice, but I don't know, y'all. Tucker was extremely talented, and like I said, Kelly was living her acting dreams through her daughter Tucker. Tucker acted in local plays, narrated audiobooks. As she got older and after high school, she even published with her mom a book. So she grew up in loving entertainment and believing that being in the entertainment business and fame was her destiny. She did go to college. She went to USC, but after she dropped out of USC, she decided to go back home, back to Oregon with her mom. Kelly and Tucker, they were like a duo, if that makes sense. As Shane's father passed away, he wanted, his children to have some of the property, and he was giving Shane 50% of the property. And remember, they lived on this big plot of land. Kelly did not like the fact that he was getting 50% of the property. Kelly wanted everything. So after their father's death, everything just got worse. Kelly began to take more money and pretty much use her mother. So much to the point where her mom remortgaged the ranch for $900,000. Shane and the other siblings, they begin to realize this. So Shane decided to step up towards his sister and say, hey, you need to stop. This is getting out of hand. And Kelly did not like that answer from Shane at all. And Shane has every right to be upset because 1, his mother was being used as an ATM. And 2, the ranch that he was also supposed to inherit is losing value. During this conversation, Kelly was really aggressive towards Shane. She even attacked him with a fireplace poker. So fights were constant. There was an incident with a gas can. Shane threw a gas can during a fight and it hit Tucker. Kelly immediately pressed charges on Shane. She even got a restraining order on Shane, and now Shane legally cannot be in that house if they are in there. Kelly started to, move more sneakier than she already has been moving. She started to rewrite the will to cut Shane completely out of it. Shane picked this up and realized that if he does not act quick, he will literally have nothing. He asked his mother to sign a grant deed splitting the property 50-50. His mother agreed. She was like, I'll do that, so that can protect his half of the land. And who would have known that decision would cost him his life? July 26, 2016, a notary arrives at the ranch, and this poor woman had no idea what she was walking into. Along in the house, there was a lot of tension, screaming, and the mom was just sitting quietly. There was a gun under the table that the lady didn't know about. There was just so much commotion going on in that house, and that poor lady did not know. And because of the restraining order, Shane is standing outside of the porch. He cannot enter the house. The notary does not know any of this. I can't imagine what that poor woman is feeling. Like, that is insane. This is why I don't go to people's houses. People be crazy. Kelly was not having it when this notary was here, y'all. She was just not having it. She wanted to see the document. She ripped the document. She was like, no, this is not gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. She was just against it. And Shane sees this and he walks towards the door. But Kelly, she get up and she run up towards the door and open the door, blocking it. Then Tucker, she gonna go grab the gun from under the table, follows her mother, and within seconds, y'all, Carla, the notary, she hears a gunshot. Anybody in that situation, like, you gonna call 911? Like, these folks crazy. Like, she tried again and she got in contact with a dispatcher. Paramedics and police that got there, they took Kelly and Tucker to investigate more on the situation, see like what really happened, what went down. As the interrogation go on, she talks about a little bit about what happened. She didn't give too much information, and then she says like, I want a lawyer and all this and that and the third. And then when investigators was like, okay, you don't want to talk, okay, cool, so they left the room. See in one of the clips, she is waving her hands, trying to get the investigators' attention. And when the investigators went back in the room, she said that she'll talk without a lawyer. And they was like, okay, cool.
Absolutely sure he's gonna kill my mother. You know how, like, in horror movies, the hand goes around the door?
Right.
And he was, like, wedging himself so the door couldn't be closed again.
How are you holding the gun at this point?
It was only in one hand. I sort of remember just sort of having it in the air.
Do you make a conscious decision to fire the gun?
I don't think, no.
Tell me about that.
Because to fire a gun, and I've always thought you had to cock a gun. This gun doesn't do that. It just fired.
Can you, in your best words and your best recollection, tell us, best you can, exactly what you said to him when you got up there? Just reenact it for us. As loud as you need to be.
You know you're not supposed to be here. Get out of here. I have a gun. Leave. You're violent. We all know you're violent. Get out of here.
She claims that she barely held the gun, that she didn't know much about guns, which is cap. And I'm finna tell you why that's cap. Earlier that day, Shane actually called 911 saying that he heard gunshots from Tucker.
Hi, I was hoping I could get a sheriff out here. I'm expecting a Notary Public to be here at 2 o'clock to 2:30. And I don't want any trouble with my sister's over in the house. Her kid fired off a gun over there this morning. I'm afraid my sister's going to try to stop the Notary Public, and that's what I'm afraid of, and I don't want any trouble.
And Tucker was practicing, shooting. He was uncomfortable about the situation, and he wanted someone to come down, to handle the situation, because he didn't want that on the property, which is fair. The police, they did not take situation serious, and nobody ever came. And my thing is, what if someone did come? Maybe things would have been different. Maybe he would still be alive. you know? So what do you think? So going back to Tucker, when she was being investigated, detectives, they told her, so what about you saying you told me I could do it? And she said that to her mother. So when they mentioned this, she pretty much fumbled her whole story. She switches it up. In Kelly's interview, Kelly, she was really unhinged. She was pretty much painting this picture of her brother, saying that he's a horrible man, he was trying to harm them. In reality, she was really talking about herself. And she openly says she's glad Shane is dead. Police, they begun to suspect that they probably planned. Of course, my freaking camera died again, but the show don't stop. The investigators, they were like, okay, I think they tag teaming, because why? Because they both didn't like the uncle, which is Shane. They was plotting on him. And it's really sad because it's all over land, bro. And of course, Tucker went to jail. She got put in the pound, y'all, and she got bailed out. And what she does when she's out on bail, she starred in a movie. In this movie, she got the lead role, and the creepiest part, like, she's a killer. It's like a horror movie. It's a little too close to home. And everyone on set was saying that she played her part so well. Yeah, she played it so well because she did it in real life, y'all. But they didn't know that. So there was a former classmate on set. She knew Tucker, but at the time she couldn't figure out if this Tucker or not, because Tucker went by a different name called Wynn Reed. And the girl, she was like, but she looks so familiar though. But you know how you see people and you're like, is that them? I don't know. Should I talk to them? It was one of them situations. So she didn't speak to Tucker, or should I say Wynn. She didn't speak to her until towards the ending of the production, y'all. Tucker's mom, Kelly, came to do her hair and her makeup because, you know, they're both crazy and they both theater kids and want to be actresses. Classmate of Tucker, she was like, that is Tucker. So why is she playing in people's face? She didn't say nothing. She just, you know, kept it cordial. Everything went downhill after the movie. The news got out that Wynn was not really Wynn. She was Tucker. She was also a murderer. And everybody was just losing their marbles because they was working with a real life murderer. During this time, they didn't really do background checks. I mean, they did do a background check, but wasn't no deep dive, no budget movie, y'all. Tucker got on trial, and on Tucker's trial, she had some weak people on her side. Her people on her side, they were saying like it was an accident. She didn't really mean to do it. She didn't know what she was doing. Well, Tucker recorded the whole thing. This is so dumb on her people's side because her lawyers and all of that. Tell me why they gonna use that as evidence. They gonna use her filming her whole little murder thing as evidence. In court, you already know Tucker was looking a hot mess.
To remove you from the courtroom. So you
I can't, I'm think I'm gonna pass out. Oh my God.
Kelly, the mama, up in the court, she gonna be like, she's painting this picture that Shane is a bad person. You know what she always do. White woman tears. You know what they do. But it didn't work this time, boo. And then she gonna do this big old act in the courtroom, crying and jumping up and down, trembling, shaking. Girl, you was not doing all that when you shot Shane. People are like, ooh, we can't tell if this is a genuine reaction. This girl an actor. Don't play with me. This girl acting. And she pleaded guilty for manslaughter, and she only got a sentence of 6 years, bro. That lady didn't need no freaking 6 years. That lady need life. Because ain't no way you up here acting a fool up in the court, then go act a fool in the investigator rooms. Like, she's just acting a fool everywhere. Shane deserved so much better. He deserved peace. He deserved every piece of that land. There is no updates on that lady Tucker. I don't know if she's still in jail. I don't know if she out of jail. I hope she's still in jail because she don't deserve to be walking the streets. So, what are your thoughts and your opinions on this case? Let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe to me if you already haven't. And goodbye. I'll see you next time.